That one will do. Okay, and music quieter. Okay, so welcome to our 42nd session, or as it is, season 4, episode 3. Just getting all my numbers right. And we are playing Star Wars, our Mandalorian storyline, and tonight we have at the table Ariadne.
Is that introductions already?
Introductions.
Okay. I'm Thea True Striker. Apparently in the leadership position at the moment. Not sure how long that'll last. And this session we hope to conduct a heist, diamond heist, on a, what did you say, who did you say we were heisting?
You are heisting from,
organised crime, that's right, I think, is that right?
I will get the name out in a moment, sorry. Yep. Okay, so online today we have Ross.
Yes, I'm playing Khalid, the assassin, enforcer, gadgeteer of the party.
The everything man.
Yeah, trying to find out basically what we're actually going to be doing, other than looks like setting up a crime lord or pirate queen.
Well, yeah, you're stealing a bunch of gems to help fund your career.
Yeah.
Which will probably be very hot merchandise when you finally get it.
Yeah, but unfortunately we don't really have anywhere to get rid of it due to the fact that our jar has most likely been fried.
But you could always sell it back to the guy you stole it from. Saying, look, these just came on the market. Would you like to buy them? How bad could things go?
I was going to say, what do you reckon the dice roll on that would be?
Well, that's basically some ideas of some Western movies.
Yeah.
Stealing stuff and selling it back to the guy we just stole it from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, that's precisely, I think, what we're doing.
And there are many ways that can go wrong, I'm sure. And then that brings us to Mark joining us with a new character.
I am. Hi, I'm Mark. I'm playing a very brand new character. It's a smuggler scoundrel Twi'lek named Otto.
Otto?
Otto.
I mean,
Yeah.
a easy lolly.
Did you say smuggler rogue?
Don't give me the shit ones.
Yeah, the smuggler. Yeah, smuggler. Scoundrel.
Oh, scoundrel. I knew it was. I'm like, it's not quite.
So
Not
Ross,
quite a
I think
rogue.
we're getting some background noise from you as well. Just letting you know that it's been recorded.
And you said you're a Twi'lek.
A Twi'lek, a male Twi'lek.
Nice.
Yep. So yes, so we have a new male Twi'lek in the group. I'm sure that his criminal name might be Butterscotch.
The code name Butterscotch. I think that's what we should call this heist.
Why not Pilati, mate? You're making it hard. But I do approve of the idea. So.
Okay, and do you have a sidekick droid called Snaps?
Oh, you've got to. You have to set that up.
We'll work on it, okay?
or you could have something like what was it a lizard monkey called Snaps.
That works
Oh,
too.
We could work on that. I might have to have discussions with our great DM. So,
So is this where I'm hearing you want to have a B1 droid that is your minion that you call Snaps, and you go here Snaps, here
Yeah.
Snaps.
Yeah. That won't get you killed at all.
I don't know. Yeah, I might just. I'll think about the idea for a week.
There are no other B1 droids out there that would object to that at all.
No, I don't know anyone. What are you talking about?
No, not Snaps. Snatch. Like as the alcohol.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as in
It sounds like you're putting B1's going to be called Snap.
No, as in schnapps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Schnapps.
schnapps. Got to put an accent on there.
I'm not very good at doing accents, so things will come out a little weird sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay, so yes.
this makes you lovable.
You have taken on a task for one of the crime lords to embarrass another crime lord on the space station around Torino. So it is still the second day of season 4.
And we met with Ludchud. Is that right?
I believe you were to embarrass Ludchud,
Oh, that's who we're embarrassing. Okay, cool.
which would be quite bad if
Oh,
you met
Kaggle.
with him.
We met with Kaggle, who gave us the job to embarrass Ludchud.
With the idea that you can keep whatever you take from Ludchud.
Do we still get also paid for the gig as well, or is that the payment?
The payment is what you steal.
Okay, cool. All right.
Because if you don't steal anything, you don't get paid, and he's not worse off.
Fair enough. Alrighty. And the other thing that we did last session, I think, was we found out that there are coinites that will be transporting these diamonds, and they're on our side.
And we ended the session with the pair of coinites knocking on your the door
Yes.
to your ship.
I was going to say, for Mark's benefit, do you have a little bit more of a detailed summary?
just going to grab a drink.
Do you want me to do that? Oh, no, you got it.
Oh, when you meet my character, Ariana, I'll definitely give you more details. Okay.
No, I meant a better summary of last game for
I'm
benefit
gonna
of this game.
I'm gonna watch the rest of it tonight, so it's okay. I can run along with it.
Plus,
It's all good.
my memory is trying to fill in a lot of blanks there. I'm hoping Martin will be able to fill in for me.
It started off with you escaping from the Derelin prison planet,
Yes.
and when you got to the
Our saviour B1.
when you got to the planet Emerald, which is what I was saying.
Yeah.
So you didn't get to B1. B1 was with you.
Yeah, I was being lighthearted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were correcting me.
No.
You got to the planet Emerald, where Piper had decided that she was going to lead the party in an effort to rescue her parents from imprisonment by the Empire. That had happened right after you had escaped from the Mandalorian world.
Yep.
And while they were arguing over should they go off and rescue her, Piper decided she was going to go off and rescue them without them.
Yep.
At which
I've got
point,
that
B1 informed the others that the parents had already been rescued by Saul Guerrera as arranged by Piper, and that Saul Guerrera was holding them hostage.
Well, so technically she might have been rescuing them from Saul.
Yes, except Saul is not guaranteed to be in the area that Piper was heading to.
Yeah. Okay.
So
It's an adventure for her.
Piper's a bit cray at the moment, so just go with that.
So instead of trying to figure out where to go, they decided to follow the prophecy that they came here for, which was to stay in the sector and try to rebuild their clan. And with that, we had Thea get elected to group leader, with her aunt being leader of the clan, having lost most of the other clan members trying to rescue the rest of you when you got captured by the Imperials. So the more gung-ho members of the clan died proudly fighting for your life.
That's what we do.
And that's when you decided you'd like to go into a life of crime. So you flew to the Terrinoth sector to try to start getting money and equipment for this big bank heist that you're looking at doing from the Imperial garrison, because you didn't want to start small, you wanted to start at the pinnacle of crime.
I would like to preface that with we looked to analyse what we could do. This was one of the options we considered.
Well, to be honest, that was the option that you said you wanted to do. And when it came down to that would most likely get you all killed, imprisoned, or killed.
Exactly. Analysis.
You decided that it was probably better to start small, get some equipment, because the starship you have, you would never escape from a TIE fighter, let alone outrun one of their larger cruisers.
Don't knock the old girl. B1 would be unhappy.
So, unearthing the last of the starships that the Mandalorians had stashed, you flew to Torina, where you managed to meet up with a crime boss, trying to get some information, some contacts. And he offered you some work if you could embarrass the local crime boss known as Lud Chud, because, Kaggle thought it would be a hoot and a way for him to get one up on the spider-like crime boss.
Yeah.
Because he says, spiders creep him out.
Yeah.
At which point most of the party jumped on board because, hey, spiders creep them out too. You then got the details of taking some radioactive material that you're to swap out with the crystals that were being smuggled past customs. And once you've got these crystals, they're then yours to do with as you choose, because basically that's your payment for the job. And that they'll be carrying by 2 coinites going past security. And around...
Is that the coinite security? 2 coinites going past coinite security?
Probably not coinite security, most likely Imperial security.
Alright.
Because the Empire has stepped up its security around the region.
Okay, fair enough.
Having been a former Sector Ranger headquarters.
I was just being optimistic.
But hey, I'm sure the coinites actually know the security quite well.
Yep.
Hey Bob, how's it hanging? That's Patty. I'm sorry, Bob. Can't tell the difference. All the young looks alike to me.
Aww. Alright, so, open scene with coinites knocking on our door.
Open scene with coinites knocking on the door with the True Striker emblem on their armor.
Oh, considering I'm a true striker, I will answer the door. Do I have a individualized doorbell sound?
Hey you!
From Sirenscape?
Ding dong.
There you go.
Aw, thank you. It sounds just like Lurch.
And I believe you'll get from B1 that he's currently going offline into maintenance mode.
Of course, yes. Alrighty. Well, I answer our door.
So the door opens. You see two coinites with a Twilight behind them.
Okay. I usher them in.
Yep.
Yep.
So they say that they're here to organise a smuggle past customs.
Yep.
Having heard from a certain Boss Kaggle that you wanted to divert the shipment. And by the way, he is one of the other members of the group. So it's pointing to the auto.
I give Auto a nod.
So he signed up about a month ago.
Does he come with any kind of recommendation, like from my aunt or anything like that, or?
No, that's why they haven't said who they're with, and he doesn't wear an emblem.
Okay, alright.
Hey, I'm trustworthy. Come on.
We will take that under advisement.
Hey. Hey.
So, should we change your name to Fonzie?
No, I'm working on this. I'm working on this, Martin.
I was going to go with Henry. So, do we have details of when the case is being smuggled?
Yes, it's supposed to go through the checkpoint in a couple of hours.
Yep.
He shows you the case he's supposed to pick up. He's got a version of it if you want to do any work on it before they take it over.
Is that something that I would need to do?
Well, if you're going to swap out the cases instead of opening up, getting the contents out, moving the contents
I get
everything.
that. But does it need work?
Well, it's just a case. It has no reinforcing. It has no...
Okay.
If you wanted to add anything else to it, now would be the time.
Do we know what the outside of the case looks like? The one we're changing it over with?
They apparently look the same. That's what
Okay, so the outside of the case looks the same. I've just got to get some... we're putting radioactive material in this case to use it as a transfer, so we need to put some sort of protective lining in this case before we add the radioactive material.
You suggest...
Do we know where we're getting the radioactive material from?
You picked it up from the docking bay where you met with Boss Kaggle. It was one of the crates there.
So we already have the material.
You already have the material.
We just need to get the lining. Where would we get that kind of lining from? Would perhaps our new contact prove useful in perhaps knowing that?
Ah, you've come to the right person here. I said, I know everything. So you just want some lining for this thing?
Yeah.
How much do you need? How many meters worth do you need? All right.
How big's this case?
About a meter would cover it.
About a meter. Yep.
Oh, okay. I call up Bob.
Well, Bob answers.
Hey Bob, you got any of this stuff in stock? And I explain what I'm looking for.
Yes. Yeah. I've got lots of shielding. How soon do you need it? And what colour did you want it in?
You know what my colour like. It's got to be butterscotch now.
Your trademark. I'm sure that nothing will go wrong with that.
Hey, you got to leave your trademark. It's the way it works. As soon as you can, mate. Much appreciated. And I look at I forgot your character right now, Aaron. But I look at you go, so what's the address here?
We've got a couple of hours, don't we?
Yeah.
How far away is your friend?
Where are you at the moment, Bob? We can come to you if you want.
Yeah, I'd much rather go to them.
Well, he's currently in the casino trying to pick up, and you keep interrupting.
Oh, okay.
This is the second time you've interrupted, he says.
Might not work.
Sorry, Bob. I said, look.
Oh, well, actually, if we pick it up from him at the casino, or pick it up, well, I presume he doesn't have it on him at the casino, so maybe he's got a place we can go to get it from?
Okay, Bob. After you've sorted it out, where would you like to meet it? We can meet you at your place.
He sort of says, well, they've walked off now. How about at my shop in about 10 minutes?
Yep.
Look, it's okay, Bob. I said, look, I'll talk to my sister again and see if she's interested another date, okay? Just leave with me, okay?
Yeah.
I've still got scars from the last time your sister dated me.
Oh, she's a bit rough around the edges, but she's
They're
she's
not
alright.
scars, they're love marks.
Benny, it's okay. Look, I'll sort something out for you, Bob. I promise. Trust me. Don't always come through. Come on.
He pauses for a moment and says, maybe.
Hey, trust me on this one. It's a good deal. Trust me on this one.
You said that last time, and that cost me a couple of days in the stockade.
Yeah.
It's okay. I've got a good feeling about this one. Trust me.
You said that last
Very
time.
good feeling.
And when you had a bad feeling, that was when everything went completely pear-shaped.
It's good. It's going to be good. I said, hey, you know I'm lucky. Trust me. I'll get this sorted. It'll be good. Well, just let me know the details when you're ready, and we'll come over and pop over. Okay?
At his shop in 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why have I got the feeling that you've got either a sister or a cousin that's a pilot of the Ghost?
You are?
This is our colleague Khalid.
That was out of character type.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, there may be some there, but I'm working on this backstory as we go.
Yeah.
Ross,
On our way over, I'll introduce Otto to. I'm presuming it's just Khalid accompanying me.
Unless Khalid wanted to use a different name.
Are you using a different name at the moment for?
Yeah, now I can't remember what it was.
Oh, okay. Yep.
okay?
You were going to get back to me on the name. You didn't actually quite get back to me on the name.
I'll just go for lead.
Lead?
Yep.
I like it. Let's straight to the point.
As in LED?
LED.
I'll go for heavy metal, so good.
Oh, okay. So not you light up my life, but you drag me down.
Yeah.
Wait. That's okay. Ariadne's character was calling herself Kai.
So, while we're walking across, where we have to go, I'm going to start a bit of chit chat because, hey, Auto can't shut up. It's just going to have it. So, you two look like interesting sorts.
They're all in full body armor, so you can't actually see their faces or their bodies.
Okay, I can't see. Okay.
You could still say this, by the way. You
Oh,
could be
I'm
like oblivious to the fact that we have no distinguishing features and just like, you guys look interesting. Like you've been to some interesting places. I feel like you've got some stories to tell.
Pretty much what I was going to go down the line of. Oh, by the way, with my Twi'lek, what are they called again? I know I
Liku?
remember.
Head tails.
My Likus, my 2 ears, I'm going to call it. I've got actually like a
So they call
Indiana
their brain
Jones hat
tails.
on, which got little holes that my Likus go through.
He's wearing a fedora.
Fedora, yeah. There's 2 holes in it for my Likus.
So they're also called brain tails because if you cut them off, you pretty much lobotomize a Twi'lek.
Yep. 100%.
So you're in a fedora.
Fedora and very kind of like a leather, like a little overcoat kind of thing. So like those detectives that some people see around the place. In the
I was going to say, are we
movies.
talking
Yeah.
noir detective,
Yeah.
or are we talking guy who peeps out from behind a fence and opens up his jacket?
Hey,
That's what I'm just asking to distinguish.
hey,
You're talking noir detective. I'm
that's
guessing.
my uncle.
Is that your
Ah,
crew or are you just
brother.
happy to see us?
Okay, he's well known for that. Yes, he's in jail right now, but he's well known for that. I don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got a noir detective.
So
Right,
your
yeah.
dad's your uncle's a spice smuggler.
A spice smuggler.
Look, spice.
Yeah, opens up the jacket and there's turmeric in his different type of spice rack.
Oh,
Yeah,
spice.
he's the one with the addiction. Yeah.
Spice is also used to make medical stuff too.
It is.
It is.
It is also additive for food. Considering
Yes.
salt itself is a narcotic for some races.
Do they have the equivalent of sunglasses in Star Wars?
Yep.
I suggest to Otto that maybe his pretty cool looking fedora could be matched up with a pair of sunnies to help disguise his features.
Well, I'm a bit well known around the places, being the.
This is the kind of job where you don't want to necessarily be well known
Oh,
to be connected with. You
Oh,
might
not-
want to
not
go
in the
under
kind
the
of-
radar
not in the-
a little bit.
yeah, well, Well, I do have a reputation being the butterscotch bandit, but yeah.
You can still have a reputation
hey.
and not be marked by the Imperials.
No, not Imperium. It's more of a underground thing. So that's not a hey, we need to get you and put you in jail kind of situation. It's more just underworld situation. So
let's just say I'm recommending that we'd rather not be identified or linked to this thing.
Fine. If I see a pair of sunglasses, I'll pick them up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so you arrive at your friend's shop, and there are some rather distinctive-looking butterscotch plates he's got on the desktop.
I've got the bag with me, and I'm like, is there any chance of... Do you introduce me to your friend, Bob?
Oh, Bob, this is this person?
Kai.
Kai, and this is Led.
Led.
So does he need help? Is he blind or...
Led?
Yeah, so does he need to be led around somewhere?
No, Led's his name.
Oh.
Yeah, I just whisper in Bob's ear, if a strange one, but just go with it.
He shrugs. Okay, whichever floats your boat, he says.
Yeah.
Hey, so you had the stuff ready?
Yep.
Hey.
Even got your signature on them as well.
Oh, sweet.
I hold up the case and I'm like, is there any chance we can see if we can fit them into this case?
Can do so.
Yep.
With the usual 10% of the gig you're using it for.
Shh. I'll just check his letter.
So you agree to 10% of whatever nefarious thing you're getting up to this time with your good feeling?
Hey, you know the deal's always 5%. 10% pushing it, isn't it?
Hey, look, you're not paying anything up front, and if you lose it, I get nothing. So that means unless you want to pay for the material up front, and then I'll take the 5% as usual. But you haven't been able to pay up front for a while now, so...
What's the charge out of curiosity?
Well, he says for these plays, you probably set you back maybe about 400 credits for the shielding and the
can I scrabble
customization.
that kind of money together?
I don't believe you have 400 on you.
I know we've all got 100 credits each. I don't know if we want to spend it all on the plates. 10% might be a better deal. Although 10% is going to be quite a lot, I'm guessing. If it's
Depending on how much you want.
but having the connection is not necessarily a bad thing.
Can I take Bob a bit further back away from the other two for a bit?
You can, yes.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, why not give you half of what I'm getting? So I get half and you get half, and then we can work that way out. I said, just for your reference, I said, these people look a bit mean. I said, they're liable to do things if you start messing with their share. I'm just putting it out there,
Hey,
and I'm going to use it.
you brought it to me, and you didn't say it was for a third party.
Hey, but can we just go, look, I'll give you half of what I'm getting. I said, that's a pretty good deal after me, isn't it?
How much do you promise?
There's 7 of us, so
Yeah,
split 7 ways.
Mark doesn't exactly
No.
know because Mark hasn't actually been offered an amount.
Can I
So
pick up what's happening here?
he's been taken off to the side to talk about this, so it's currently out of your earshot.
Yeah, but can I figure out from body language and that? Do I need to roll a
Do you want to go
perception?
and interrupt?
No, but I wouldn't mind getting an insight or a perception to see whether or not I can sense what's going on, to see if I can aid. I'm not exactly gonna stare at a wall and pretend nothing's going on. He's taken him aside.
Okay,
I'm gonna be...
your perception, your cunning.
Not that hard to get what's going on, so yes, you do pick up that they seem to be arguing about something.
I don't want to rudely interrupt, but I kind of indicate to them, I might be able to help you out here on this conversation. Get into bargaining about payment?
Yeah, we're just negotiating the price here.
Considering I'm in charge of the job, I'm happy to talk, since we've got to discuss terms with you anyway.
He goes, I knew it, you didn't actually have any payments or yet.
Oh, no, Auto will get paid.
But
We'll definitely get paid.
Auto was offering half of something he hadn't arranged yet, so half of imaginary figure
Zero.
is not quite exactly the payment I was looking for.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm offering you real figures. Auto has impressed me as being a person of their word. If he rolls for an insight on that one, I might fail because I don't know Auto. I'm being diplomatic.
I know she's lying through the tip, but I have to even roll for that one, so it's okay. Okay.
What about?
Well, I'll say my streetwise 2 and all that stuff again. I know. I'm just going to say, I'm just smiling. That's all I'm going to do.
I've
right
got
now.
one in negotiation.
Go ahead,
so
Ariel.
I'm going to go with what about 7.5%?
Well, my normal thing is 10%.
This is a new job.
And it's me speculating without any money up front, so...
Yeah, that's true. But look, your down payment's 400 credits.
No,
so...
so this is without the down payment.
Oh, okay, right.
It was 10% without the down payment or 5% with the down payment.
Sorry, I got confused with all the numbers there.
All good.
What's on the table at the moment? What was...
It was 10% of whatever you get,
Right.
or pay 400 up front and 5% of whatever you get.
Oh, I see. So 400 is not the full cost of the plates. What's the full cost of the plates? Just out of curiosity.
Probably,
Just so I've got...
considering it's shielding and it is illegal,
Yeah.
you'd probably get up for quite a lot of fees to
get it through. So it's not easy to get through stuff, and it's probably good to actually have him as a long-term contact. Well, then I'd agree for 10% of the outcome of the job. I'm happy to make that arrangement with him.
He just sort of glances at Auto, going, "At least you got someone who can negotiate on your side."
Well, I'm not really negotiating, but I'm hoping that we can establish a firm friendship. To Bob.
Yeah, that sounds a good idea, what it says.
And I look to Auto and I'm like, if things work out well, we divide everything evenly amongst our team. So you'll get an even share of what the rest of us get.
I wouldn't expect anything different.
Yeah, we figured that's fair. Alright. So I take it after that Bob's happy to fit that to our case?
Yep, he spends about an hour fitting it.
Alright, we need to get going. So I gather we need to do we need to remake contact with the Coinites?
No, they were waiting near the ship because while you're going to get the get a case set up for them.
We need to hotfoot it back and get this case back to them. So let's do that.
Okay, so they're planning on dropping it besides just past customs.
Okay. Yep.
In which case they'll swap the cases there.
Who's got the best kind of stealth, skullduggery type hide things skills?
That
The three of us.
What were you wanting to do?
Well, we need someone to pick up the case without anyone noticing on the other side. So the Coinites are going to swap the case out and leave it on the other side of the gate. Is that what you just said, Mark?
No, they're going to bypass the customs first and then swap the cases.
Yep.
So they'll leave one of the cases there to come and get it.
Yep.
Which, one of you being there watching over the case would mean no one else steals it.
Yeah. So we need someone to watch over the case, and do we need to collect it as well?
Well, if that person's watching over it, they can collect the replacement.
Yeah. And so I'm looking for someone who has good stealth, I'd be guessing. Is that stealth? So that's possibly Ross, or depending on auto skills, Auto.
Auto's very good in charm, skullduggery, things like that. So streetwise, little things like that through this
You've
place.
got really good cunning, don't you, Ross? You're like a 4 or a 5?
No, I'm the presence monster.
So what's your cunning, Mark?
3.
Okay, your cunning's better than mine and Ross's, so we're going to give you the job of watching over the case and picking it up.
Oh, easy done.
I'm going to.
And while they're talking about that, you do see that they've got they're loading the case that you're going to watch over with radioactive material.
You don't have to be incredibly close to it.
From a thing saying warning dangerous material.
And
do not handle
we just
on the
brought
box.
shielding for this, so we are looking out for him. I'm going to probably set up a snipe position where I can stave off anyone who might try to intercede. And Khaled's got the same sort of skills, so probably we'll both set up sniping positions and cover him while Ortho takes the case. Is that good by you guys?
And that way, if Auto tries to run, you can just shoot Auto.
The other option is one of us does Overwatch and two of us watch the case. We've got one there who's going to take the case and one who's going to shadow them, and if something goes wrong, the shadow will then try and pick up the case. Which probably actually is a better plan.
Well, honestly, I was thinking that more of the cause a distraction and swap cases.
Person doing Overwatch could cause a distraction by firing a shot somewhere.
No, it's sort of like the good old running into type thing.
Okay.
But it really depends on how they're actually taking or transporting the item.
It's going to be transported by 2 meter tall warriors in battle armor.
So, you've got presence. Did you want to do the distraction and be the backup person for the case?
So are you distracting the people carrying the case who are working for you? Or are you distracting...
Yeah, what's the distraction? I don't know
I'm
that
a
we
bit
need
confused
one.
about what you're trying to distract here.
I don't know that we need a distraction in this case. They're
Okay,
going to just put it aside for us.
I'm just wanting to know, are you trying to do this subtly?
Yeah.
Or basically kill the two Cornite guards?
No, we don't need to kill the Coinite guards. They're dropping our case off for us. So what's happening is they've got the diamonds right now. They're going to put the diamond case down, pick up our radioactive case, and walk off with the radioactive case. So Auto just needs to come in and grab the diamond case. So what I was suggesting was that there's someone who does Overwatch in case something goes wrong, and maybe we have a shadow in case something happens to Auto. They can either back them up or grab the case.
Sounds good to me.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so you're trying to make the drop, not intercept the drop.
Yep.
Yeah, the Coinites are going to do the drop, and then we need someone to do the pickup.
I was going to do the pickup if it makes sense.
I was going to get, because Mark's got a 3 on cunning, and you could, I think you're an assassin, so you'd be perfect for sniping. So you'd be perfect for Overwatch.
So you are trusting someone you've just met to pick up the contents of your...
well, that's
first
why I'll be
mission.
with Auto.
Problem is, blasters aren't silent.
They are not.
No, but we do have... Actually, what gear do we have now?
Well, you've got pistols, sword, and body armor.
I think if we need you to snipe someone or to shoot from afar, I don't think quiet is what we're going for at that stage. I think by then our cover's blown.
I'll ask this question while we're here. Where I'm going to pick up the box from, is guns allowed in that area or not?
Guns are discouraged on the station in general because it is on the... It's considered not necessary.
Okay.
The Empire is really discouraging people from carrying weapons on a space station.
Well, that's why I thought a secreted position and an overhead view. You can watch what people are doing, keep in comms contact with us. it should be very straightforward. You know, the Coinites are coming through. The Coinites have dropped the case. Auto picks up the case and confirms picking up the case. I'll be with Auto. We'll walk off, and you'll let us know if anyone's following us, if we've attracted any kind of suspicion, and kind of guide us out if we need guiding out. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Look, if you guys have got a different plan, I'm happy for a different plan. That's just option one.
I thought basically my idea was basically the good old distraction, switch the cases and then leave.
We don't need to, because the Coinites are dropping the case for us.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, and then the Coinites continue on with the drop-off point. Why we disappear in the background? But the only thing is, it depends on how they're carrying it.
Well, I'm worried that if you do a distraction, it might actually attract attention to us in the case rather than detract.
Ross is currently stating that he's trying to do a distraction to steal it from the Coinites.
Well, but we don't need to. The Coinites are giving it to us. We don't need... The Coinites are putting the case somewhere where we can get to it without alerting anybody else around us. They're on our side.
Except for the other people who are expecting it.
Well, they're not going to be in the immediate vicinity because the Coinite guards are entrusted with it. So the people who are expecting it, they're at home waiting for the Coinites to come with their case. Is that right, Martin? Yeah. So the guy is waiting on this, he's waiting for a delivery. He's not on site.
So the Twilight scene was also extremely charming, didn't it?
Yeah. That's why I figured if having the Twi'lek grab the case, if anyone stops him, the Twi'lek can charm his way out of that. Or can initially stealth pick up the case, and then if he's spotted and someone questions him, use charm.
And the case has been delivered to the planet's surface by a planetary shuttle. And you're on the space station, so it's just one of the intermediate steps of it bypasses customs and gets to the local transport.
Okay, does the local transport have a uniform?
They most likely will, yes.
But we're not even going to be anywhere near the local transport. They're going to leave it for us at the gate. That's like well before we have to interact with any of those people.
I'm just saying, another option is to get a uniform of the local transport and basically pick it up.
We've got less than an hour.
So you want to have the Coinites drop the diamond, swap it with the radioactive material, then hand you the radioactive material, pretending to be the people picking up the radioactive material, and then what's the rest of the plan?
Alright, we'll go for the other one. I was just thinking of other plans.
No, thinking of other plans is good. I just wasn't sure whether or not distraction was the way to go, just from the way Martin said, so you want to do a distraction. As soon as the GM says that, you're like, danger, Will Robinson.
The only danger is if you draw any weapons with the Coinites, or if the Coinites draw their weapons.
But they won't. The Coinites work for the True Striker network. We are...
No. The ones with us do, not the ones dropping off the...
No, the ones dropping off the thing, they work for us. This is Martin's lined up one of the easiest heist jobs you possibly can. The guys dropping it off work for us. The guy who wants the stuff is giving us... Yeah.
I thought we had some Coinite lackeys and some other Coinites.
No.
And the other crime lords were dropping it off.
All the Coinites are secretly...
Most of the Coinites won't work for the crime lords because they believe them to be untrustworthy and without honor.
Okay, fair enough.
Because
Okay, yeah, with that.
yeah, because of what the Mandalorians have done for the Koi Knights, they're more loyal to us than they would be to warlords or Imperials.
But
so.
they will sell their services as here, I'll do this job for you as long as you pay me, but I'm not working for you. I'm just doing the job.
Yeah. So they could be employed as mercenaries by Imperials or by crime lords, but in this case, that's not the case.
I thought they weren't working for us. That's all.
No. So everybody that's involved with the case are friendly. The other option I was going to suggest is that you and Auto go pick up the case because you've got presence as well. So if someone does happen to question Auto or you about picking up the case, the two of you could either charm or talk your way out of it while I do Overwatch.
Yeah, we can do it that way.
Yep, okay. Because that's utilising your strengths and Auto's strengths. And I think...
Well, I'm also reasonably strong.
Yeah, amongst other things. You've got a lot of skills, and it's a good way to test out the new guy as well. And if Auto decides to try and split and run with the diamonds, we'll be in for an interesting game.
Hey, I'm wearing sunglasses, guys, so it's really going to eat some of your sort.
Nice.
Okay, Elroy.
I'm not the Twi'lek you're looking for. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty much.
We need Jake and Elroy.
That's what I was thinking out, yeah.
Alright, so I'll get... so I gather we kind of know the layout of the area?
You worked here for a few months.
Yeah. So I'll look for an Overwatch position that's not in the way. We've got comms set up between...
Well, they are going to be walking through maintenance tunnels.
Yeah.
So, to be honest, there's not a lot of blast of fire you can do
Oh, okay.
down a maintenance tunnel.
Alright. Am I superfluous then? Or?
Even hand blasters may not actually be easy to use. But you can take your pistols.
I could follow up from 20 odd paces behind or something, just as backup. If Martin's saying Overwatch isn't necessary or
It's not
really
as easy.
usable.
You could sit out in the main walk thoroughfare. So
Yeah.
imagine airport,
Yeah.
and then with a sniper rifle out in an airport would be a little.
No, I wasn't intending on doing that. I just had a different visualization of how things looked compared to you. So I guess I'll just follow behind at a decent pace to provide backup with guns.
So in most space stations, the main thoroughfare is to be open as possible,
Yeah.
and all the side passageways are basically cramped for space
Okay.
because it's hard to build a structure in space.
Yeah. Would we then, does Khalid then have a point that people not dressed in uniforms in these tunnels might be out of place? Should we be looking at getting maintenance uniforms or something then?
Possibly, but it's a space station, so people will wander to various areas.
Okay.
As long as you're not there too long.
Yeah. Alright, well, I guess we'll go with... I thought it... Yeah. I'm just gonna hope it goes okay. You see, I think I've got a plan, and then you're like, oh, by the way, Overwatch is not necessary. And I'm like, but you said that this was a good plan.
Overwatch shooting down along thoroughfare is not going to happen.
Yeah. But it would have been nice to have known that 10 minutes ago. You could have mentioned it there. It's okay. It's all good.
You also mentioned that you mainly had blasters and swords.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Swords wouldn't be easy to hide, would they? Do a lot of people carry swords?
People do that are considered archaic and not as threatening to most people.
Okay.
Probably
Daggers.
because you can get shot before you can get using the sword.
I think I'd rather get like throwing daggers and then pistols and work with those. I think they'd be more useful in the circumstances, but we haven't really talked gear in any kind of detail, so I'm just going to presume I've got some pistols and I will...
You were told you had a pair of pistols, a vibro sword, and some rifles.
Oh, you did say that, didn't you? Sorry.
Yes, I did. That's why I kept bringing it up.
Sorry.
You haven't actually picked up any rifles, which is why I kept trying to pick up. You had pistols.
Sorry, I don't have gear written down here because my hands probably weren't working at the time. I apologise. Alright, you guys are good to set up near where the case is going to be? I'll trail behind the Coinites at a decent distance and just follow them through. And be there as a backup in case you guys need it.
Okay, so they send through the comms that the ship they're waiting for is supposed to be docking.
Yep.
It's called the Tree Spirit.
The Tree Spirit?
Yep. And that Bloodshot has arranged for the custom inspectors to be slightly delayed so they can pick up the shipment first.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were getting it after the custom inspection.
No, he's getting it to bypass it.
Bypass the custom inspection. Oh, okay, cool.
The Coinites were moving it through customs.
Yep.
But they didn't explain all the details of what was happening.
Okay, cool. Yep, fair enough.
I'm just hanging around the appropriate bench that's supposed to have our top off. So. Looking casual.
As casual as a butterscotch Twi'lek in a fedora and long coat can look.
Okay, so you while you're waiting, about 10 minutes pass, and then you see two really heavy-set Twi'leks that you'd followed onto the ship earlier walking down the corridor. Basically, they can only go single file because they fill up the corridor.
Twi'leks or Coinites?
Sorry, Coinites.
Coinites.
Okay, I thought... Yep.
Yeah, I got confused for a second. I'm like, Twi'leks, where did they come from?
Brain word wrong.
No, that's okay.
So two heavy set Coinites walking through the corridor.
I'll be trailing at an unobtrusive distance behind them.
They do sort of bang their heads on the corridor roof as they go through because they're not designed for 2 meter tall people.
One of the few times I'm grateful to be human.
Mm-hmm. They reach where Auto is.
Auto
and as they're doing so, I will give...
Lead?
I will give Kai a perception roll to see if she notices something.
I'm hoping I do.
Okay.
I can't read the dice like you can,
That
so...
is 2 advantages. So you feel really good about things right now.
That sounds bad. Whenever you say advantages, I'm always like, shoot.
Which means it's technically a failure as a roll with 2 advantages.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. When you say advantages, it means I failed.
Things are definitely going your way, it appears.
Yeah. Hannah's going to get that leadership roll right back.
Okay, so as the Coinites walk up to Auto, what does Auto do?
Well, I'm just waiting for them to swap it over. I'm not going to get involved in the road of what they're trying to do.
So how does Auto play it cool?
Well, I'm just watching the crowd but not watching them directly, if it makes sense, I think. Like, just trying to say it look like I'm not looking in the general direction, if it makes sense. So.
The crowd currently consists of 2 Coinites shoving themselves through a tight corridor and what looks to be a Mandalorian coming up behind them.
And you've got Khalid with you, so you could pretend to be in conversation with Khalid. Sorry,
Okay.
Led.
Lead.
I'll get there.
Okay. Well, I'll pretend to be talking to the lead, but having a slight eye on when they dropped it off, kind of thing, when they walk out, kind of thing, and swap it over.
So have you placed your case like down far
Oh,
enough
sorry.
for them to pick it up and,
I thought I've already placed my case
and
there.
stepped away a little bit to have your conversation?
They're just sort of asking him to set the scene for me.
Sorry. Well, that's I was trying to visualise.
I thought I would have placed my case on the bench. I'm going to call it the bench if it is a bench, and then enough room for them to put one side by next to it or in front of it, or whether then they pick up the one they need to pick up. I'm just going to make sure they pick up the right one, if it makes sense.
Okay. So yes, your combi saying that your signature is active in the case,
Yep.
and it will definitely announce to whoever opens it what you've done.
This could go not so well.
This is fine with me.
Okay, so at this stage, you hear sounds coming down the other side of the passageway, and I'll see how well Khalid and Auto notice. So, what is your guys' perception? And I believe perception uses cunning, so that would be 3 dice total. Did anyone got perception 2 between you two?
I've got perception 1 as well.
Yeah. And presence 3. I think it's presence. I think. Is it a perception?
Perception's cunning.
Oh, well, 3 either way.
So that works out as 2 successes, as your advantages and threats cancel each other out.
Oh, I like that idea.
As you look down the corridor, you see that there appears to be 2 stormtroopers working through the passageway coming towards you. Just as the coinites reach you and swap the cases.
Oh, the distraction sounds like it. I see if I can. I'm just going to look at lead and just say, I look at the box and look at him and just go like it's like just pick it up kind of thing, and I'll see if I can put the distraction on for the stormtroopers coming through. I'm just going to walk forward, but not in front of the coinites, but just walk forward. And just pretend to accidentally bump into them or something like that. Say sorry about that, things like that.
Okay, in that case I'll pick up the case and see if I can merge it. How far away from the
Thoroughfare?
Yeah.
You could probably sneak out the side, though you'd want to keep the case out of any view of cameras, because that would show that you've actually stolen it.
Yep. How big is the case?
Think briefcase.
Behind?
Think briefcase.
Oh, I wish I had my vibro knife. Just break the damn thing open.
There's diamonds in there, we don't know how they're packaged.
Oh, true. Okay, in that
You
case
just
I'll
tuck it to your chest and pull your jacket over it?
I'll try to hide it. Let's see, would that be skullduggery or stealth?
That would be more stealth to try to hide it.
Alternatively,
Okay.
if you're wearing a jacket, you can take the jacket off and drape it around.
I'm slightly better with stealth than,
Yep.
Plus, you also
Oh,
have
no.
the full battle armor.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, armor. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry.
yeah, but I do have a
use
cloak.
auto
I have a cloak.
Yeah. You do have a cloak, yeah.
Not as much as Kayana's cloak, but
While he's doing that, I want to kind of distract and use my charm to kind of, if I can keep the stormtroopers, if they see him aiming straight for the coinites,
First,
try
trying to see how well he
yeah.
hides things, because that's the important part. So your stealth is
My stealth is 1 yellow, 1 blue, and 1 green.
and 1 green. Okay. So that ended up with 1 success and 1 advantage. You feel really good about how things are going.
Yep.
As you sort of duck out of sight from the stormtroopers, as they say, "Hey, you! What are you carrying there?" Stop. And so the Coinites both stop and look at Ordo. As the two Mandalorians, Khalid slinks away.
Seems to be the problem here. I know. It's all the stormtroopers.
He says, what are you doing sneaking through the back passage?
Hey, I'll just have a relaxing time, watch the thoroughfare, and then I'm getting accused of just hanging around here. I didn't know it was a problem. I didn't know we couldn't let us stay here.
He looks around at the maintenance tunnel that you guys are currently in and says, "There's a thoroughfare here," he says.
Well, it's us Twi'leks, we're a bit different than the rest of us. We're not the smartest people around the place,
Maybe we didn't have any comms.
Interject.
You could have lit up some death sticks.
At the point that I see the stormtroopers talking to Auto, I call out, "Hey, you! You stole that purse. I'm going to get it back off you," type thing, and pretend that the real reason Auto's in the tunnel is because he took something, maybe.
Okay, you see both stormtroopers.
Can I rethink that?
Yeah.
Okay, instead of "Hey, you stole something," because the stormtroopers will arrest him, I'm going to say, "Lord Fishtail, no wonder you ran off again. You know the lady doesn't like it when you try to avoid her attentions. You've been betrothed to her. You need to accept it, and you can't keep slipping out from underneath our watchful gaze. You're an important person. You need to take more care."
Really?
Yeah, look, I know you don't like being under lock and key, but the lady's fairly convinced that your reputation will continue to deteriorate if you're allowed to get off to those casinos and things like that. So we really need you to get back to the lady before we all get a talking to. We don't need...
Are the Coinites with you?
I don't know. I've moved past them.
That's what they say. Are the Coinites with you? The
Um,
stormtroopers say that. Because they've stopped all 3 of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I presume. I will say. Oh, I presume they're delivering. Oh, will they? Well, do I know if they'll get in trouble if I don't accept
They are
them?
currently smuggling goods through the access passageways.
And will they get?
Most likely detained for smuggling.
Okay.
And then it would be the extra charges of hazardous materials.
Well, I don't want the Coinites to get in trouble. But I don't know how to explain the Coinites either, and their radioactive material. Look,
I'll just look straight at it. Can I do some charming here, man?
Sure.
Sure.
Please,
Yeah, okay.
safety.
So I've got no. Okay. Look, these comments, we just want to play a bit of dice game down the tunnels. I need to get away because the old Maul and Jane is, doesn't seem to like my gambling. Boys. Sometimes you got to gamble. Just get the kind of release occasionally, I think. So I had these coins and well, why don't you use those boxes? Just something to put the dice on top and just play a bit of gambling kind of thing. I didn't realize it's going to cause this bunch of trouble. I really apologise, guys.
Okay, so...
Can I use my... I've got a charm 2 and... charms under...
Am I able to assist? Although I don't think I can do much. I do have presence though. I got a 3.
Yeah, you can assist if you want.
I don't have anything in charm, but I do have...
Yeah,
Cool.
I've got 2 in charm, 3 in presence, so I thought
Okay, so...
here we go.
Yeah, that's
they sort of look at you and go, Okay, just show us your papers and be on your way.
The papers will be back with the lady.
They look at you, going, if you're not carrying your papers on you, we'll have to detain you until the lady arrives.
Do I have any sort of like... Well, I haven't written it down as my character yet, but I wouldn't have any sort of... Not fake papers, but any sort of... Just say... Very generic papers, would I? Just matter of interest, being a smuggler of some sort?
You could have many papers, you could have many IDs.
Okay. I think I've got one that's... I think it's... I know one that I've got in my pocket that's valid. Can I just pull one out and see if I can... Just see if I can get that through?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm willing to give it a go.
Let's see with your deception. Your deception is...
0.
I don't think I've got deception. Oh no, I don't have deception either. This is where we needed Carlin. Lead.
It is favourable in your advantage because, hey, you have had it sort of put up before you.
I don't know what they say.
So what that says there is you ended up with 1 success and 1 advantage.
Okay.
Sweet.
That doesn't sound bad.
Well, there's no failures in that.
Yeah, okay. Well, you see, Garden. Still looking at all the foreign symbols and trying to remember what they mean, but I have no short-term memory, therefore very little long-term memory.
Well, I have a good short-term memory, so I can remember most of it.
Mm.
And so yes, they look at your ID and go, Mr. Swizzlefinger.
Oh, that's the name he goes under when he's gambling. The lady doesn't like him using his real title.
Yes, Mr. Swizzlefinger. It's... Yeah. I try to look a bit embarrassed and all that kind of stuff. So they can laugh at me kind of thing.
Yes, and it says here that you've apparently run up a tab with the casino, and that they have put out a request for you to pay your 200 credits owed in the next month, or we get to shoot you on sight next time.
We will certainly...
As they hand you back your ID and saying, move with your bodyguards and get out of here before we change our mind.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, didn't mean to cause us trouble. And I move on.
And he seems to be tapping his headset trying to get his comms to work again. Something seems to be going wrong with it.
The luck of, I don't know, the stars? Let's go with that.
It doesn't have enough bars in here.
Bad Wi-Fi.
It's like my phone's got 5% left here as well, and I'm trying to look at my character sheet. Yeah.
Always the way.
Okay. No, I just look at the coinoids to just get out of here and kind of look and get them to move out with us kind of thing.
So okay, they raise their little finger for you for your little swizzle finger ID.
Hey.
You now need to pretend that's funny.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything until we get out of the distance away from all this stuff.
Are you going to give them double guns?
Then I'll pay stuff. I know when not to say things.
Pistol fingers!
So yes, you continue down the passageway with the Quay Knights. And amusingly, there's not a single construction worker or maintenance personnel in the tunnels by the time you reach it.
Yep.
Because, well, most people don't want to be in the same corridor as 2 murder hobos.
Coinites. Yep. I would be guessing that the Coinites need to deliver that case so that we can still commit the embarrassment that Ludjud wants us to do.
And they're continuing past where you drop out.
Yeah, we'll send them on their way. And I pat Auto on the back and say, good. Nice, quick thinking.
Yeah, I didn't expect the stormtroopers to be down here.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition, sorry.
No one expects the Empire.
No one expects the Empire, the Imperial Inquisition.
No one expects the Imperial Inquisition.
Is that what I say in a red blade lights up after you say that?
and suddenly you hear deep breathing.
And I just like my trench coat kind of thing. I just moved to the side, and you see a pistol there. I said, "Oh, backup plan. It's okay."
I think we all had that backup plan though.
But,
So yes, you see that the two Kai Knights move on through the corridors, taking the passage, taking the packages through the back passages, so that it avoids cameras as well.
Yep.
So the idea was that no one can prove it came through customs.
Yep.
And they radio in about half an hour later saying packages are delivered to the shuttle heading down to the planet.
good. Okay. Okay. Let's
we'll
get back to your.
head back to base and meet up with Led there.
Yeah, met with Led and yeah. I think we all deserve a drink.
Okay.
It's not about deserving a drink. I think I'm going to take up alcoholism now that Piper's left. I feel like someone should honour her in some manner.
Do we actually have any more shooting?
We do.
No,
we
you
don't.
don't. You used it all in the case.
Yeah.
Plus
Sorry,
the
I thought you said
customization.
something else. Yeah.
No, I'm just more worried that there's a tracker on this bloody case.
Well, we'll need to figure that out fast. Will you stop somewhere before you come back to base to figure that out?
Yeah, well,
We meet you?
I'll see if I can open it up, because I do have skullduggery for picking locks and that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Take
so
it
what's
with
your
you.
skullduggery?
I've got one yellow and one green.
One yellow, one green. Okay, so that actually worked out fairly well for you. You take one strain, but it has 2 successes.
Cool.
So that's always a nice thing to not die when you open something.
Yeah.
Okay. And looking inside, you see strange glowing crystals that don't quite look like diamonds. And there's 10 of them.
Okay. Can I hide them on my body?
You can.
And I really hope this is radioactive. And I'll also dispose of the case.
So, how do you hide them?
But how big are the crystals themselves?
So they're about as wide as a finger, and about the length of a finger.
These Kyber crystals?
You don't know. You can't see them.
Sorry, inside thought.
Well, I'll put them under. Yeah. Well, if they're radioactive, I'll just have to get cybernetics. I'm going to put them like underneath the armor.
Mm-hmm. They do feel warm to the touch.
Okay.
Well, if you're cold, you've always got a portable heater. It's like those hand warmers, but probably deadly.
Yeah. So I'll put a couple. What was it? Just 10 of them.
Yep, there is.
Actually, do I have any problems when I stick it onto my prosthetic arm?
You don't.
Okay, I'll tie them on my prosthetic arm.
Mm-hmm. Though you do notice that the case was also shielded.
Yeah, we could have been double gypped. We dropped off radiated things to them, and someone gave us radiated things.
And it seems to have electronic countermeasures in the case to hide whatever was inside it from scanning.
We may want to... Yeah. I think we definitely need to verify what they are, but I'm not there, so. But I comms to see where you are.
I don't think we've got comms. That's the issue.
You get a bit of static.
We did have comms,
Then at the moment you got a bit of static.
but at the moment we've got a bit of static. No, so can't get through to him at all.
He might just be out of range or
Okay.
too much metal between you and him.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Well, I am going to stash the case because if I was transporting something that was important, I would have some type of tracker on it, and then make my way back to the ship, which I cannot remember the name.
We're calling it the Kara.
Was it the Dawn and what was it?
Starhawk.
You're calling
It was a Dawnhawk or whatever, isn't it?
Starhawk, because it's
Starhawk,
space bird.
Okay, so yes, you've named your ship the Space Hawk. And yes, you have no trouble.
Space Hawk? Starhawk, come on, it sounds
Starhawk.
better.
Starhawk, okay.
Thank you.
And you make your way
Next you'll
to...
be saying Space Hawk.
Or a Starkiller.
I don't think you want your spaceship to be... well, yeah, I guess so, if you've got a Death Star. But I don't think we've got those resources.
You don't have a planet to put it in.
Well, it depends on the size of your planet. So yes, you reach your ship fairly quickly. Though you seem to see there's some sort of kerfuffle nearby.
What was that?
There seems to be some sort of kerfuffle nearby. You're just not sure what's causing it.
Oh.
So over to our Otto and Kai as you're moving through the thoroughfare mall now that the coordinates have gone. You hear over the speakers troopers to docking bay, and you hear the name of your docking bay get mentioned.
Okay.
Suspicious energy readings.
Is also lead already there?
Well, you don't know because you can't get him on comms.
Okay. Approach the ship with caution, and the dock with caution.
Okay, so as you're approaching with caution, you see 2 squads of 5 stormtroopers pass by.
Okay.
With weapons out.
How many did you say?
2 squads with
2 squads.
5 troopers in each squad.
2 squads with 5 troopers. This is overloading my brain with numbers.
It's 10 stormtroopers.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, could you just say 10
I am going to suggest to my new friend saying, do we really need to go in that direction?
I'm going to watch from a safe distance. Just because I don't know where they're going and what they're doing.
Well, they're heading right for your ship.
Oh, okay. Can I comms the ship at this point?
You can.
I try commsing the ship and seeing if I can raise the ship, B1, Kyana, anybody.
You hear the ship saying, "Greetings, how may I be of assistance?"
I think there's a bunch of stormtroopers heading your way. Is the ship locked up?
Currently.
Okay.
Awaiting return of team.
Okay.
There is a knock at the door. Apparently, Led has arrived. Shall I let him in?
Yes, let Led in as quickly as possible, but then lock the door behind him.
Some stormtroopers have also arrived. And are currently having a discussion with Led.
I'm gonna regret this later, but wait my signal.
Okay.
I'm gonna start.
So, moving over to Ross, as you reach the docking bay door and try to get access, you hear behind you, from the sound of stormtroopers, halt, stop where you are, and turn around and see 10 stormtroopers come around the corner with weapons out. What would you like to do?
How can I help you? Being calm, collective, not a fear in the word, my word.
I say we've picked up a suspicious energy reading coming from you. Hands up, and we're going to take you in to speak to the commander.
What do you mean, suspicious reading? All I've got is power supply from my droid.
Orders. We can either bring you in talking or bring you in smoking. Your choice.
Well, I've got the equal covers open. Well, smoking is bad for you.
Hear any of this then?
You're following in behind, and you can start hearing the conversation.
Okay, so how much of a gist do we have?
The stormtroopers are arresting Led.
So we can either go in firing and then race off on our ship and hope to God we escape and then have to worry about having burned a docking space already on this planet. But we have done the job and we could move on to another planet and hope things cool down. But we might have to change all the IDs for our ship and stuff. Although, did we come in without having to identify ourselves?
You did come in with an ID.
So we'll have to get a new ID for the ship, I'm guessing. The other option is to see whether or not we can charm our way out of it. I suspect not at this stage. Unless we can convince them the readings aren't coming from... Or unless...
Let me guess, they've got one of those scanning equipment or scanning goggles.
There would be some of them set up around the space station to detect various things.
Okay.
And you most likely trip them coming through.
Can he hear me on comms?
He can hear you on comms now, yes.
I say briefly, do you want to fight it out and get on the ship and go, or do you want to talk your way out? Just say talk or fight.
Look, talking is so much fun, but I
Alright,
don't...
I'm coming in guns blazing. Pull out my pistols. Close distance as much as I can. I'm pretty sure I do have some grenades on me. I think it was one or two. I think it's one stun grenade, that's it. I think it was very, very small amount. Sorry, I'm looking for where my new list was. And of course I can't read with these glasses because, you know, that would make OPSM actually useful.
So, how long will this take? Emphasizing on long.
Well, I'm going to give you each a initiative roll to figure out who's going to go next as you come charging in.
This is cool, isn't it?
This is, you're expecting a fight, aren't you?
Yeah.
Then it is a call.
Okay, good. I really need to get skill and cool. So that's 4 grand for me.
You do have one, no. I'll wait you till you do your dicing.
So that would be 3 successes and 2 advantages for lead.
Oh, no.
I want to know what your call is.
No, I was going to say, do you happen to know if we've got a grenade in? And I've just figured out why I think I've got a stun grenade. I'm mixing this up with Shadowrun. And, because I'm like, I've got happy patches and stim patches.
Do we have any force points or whatever?
I I don't think I've got any force points. But, so, I'm pretty sure I don't have grenades. I'm mixing that up with...
No. We can, if we got any of the those points, we can use one to get.
Yes.
That you actually remember that you actually do have a grenade.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. One of those. Spend the. Are they called? They're called.
They are force points. Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Means I should remember where I stuck the little things.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea. Do you want to spend them on a stun grenade though, or do you want to spend them on?
Stun grenade, because I'm probably going to be in the middle of it then when you throw it.
Yeah, then I can probably pick you up and chuck you on the ship. Or if Auto's strong enough, he can pick you up, chuck you on the ship. Well, I get us on the ship and fly off.
Auto's not very strong,
So
just
you're
let you know.
going to take a stun grenade with you.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to make it stun grenade.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm going to write that down. That's a force point.
Call is presence. Ariadne doing it. Gets that. Oh, let's switch one. So Ariadne's is 2 successes and 2 advantages.
That sounds good.
And with Auto, his would be 3 dice. Because he doesn't have any ranks in call yet. And he would have 2 successes and 1 advantage. Okay, so just got to reorder it so I know what the order is. Okay, so party member gets to go first as Kai and Auto come around the corner behind the troopers. The troopers are between you two. Party member.
And so Kai can go first and throw the grenade.
I'm gonna throw the grenade. Can I tell my ship to unlock its doors?
You can.
So that we can get lead onto the ship as soon as possible.
So you might want to wait until after you deal with the stormtroopers, because if they're still conscious, they can lock your ship down.
So if I tell my ship to be ready to open the doors.
That would work.
Yep.
Open the hot bay doors, Hal.
Yep.
Okay, so with your range...
Is that 2 references in one? Ross?
Sorry, dude.
Yep. I thought so.
Okay, so yes, you toss the grenade in.
I don't know what will burn.
So that was 3 failures
Oh.
and 4 advantages as your...
So I feel good about it, but nothing happens?
Well, you feel good about it, but with the 4 advantages, many things can happen. It just won't do any damage.
Jeez, now I need a force roll to change the die over 1.
So you can force the target to drop a weapon it's holding. You pretty much make all the stormtroopers drop their weapons.
That would work. At least without weapons, then.
So basically they go grenade and jump for it,
Yeah. Yeah.
dropping their weapons.
Yeah. But that means you're not stunned and you could run for the ship.
Or
fire on them before running for the ship.
Okay, so it does a blast 8. I believe that means the stormtroopers have to survive that. How good is their armor?
Do I get any strain?
just as good as mine.
You don't. Okay, you see them sort of stagger and drop their weapons. One group start picking up their weapons and then try to shoot the person who threw a grenade in their direction.
Good thing I'm wearing my armor?
So 5 of them open up on you. And you're in close range to them. And they miss you. but they feel so good about it. You end up being forced to die for cover.
Yep.
Okay, so now it is a party member.
It's nice to know that happens to someone else.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yep.
I'll draw my Vibra sword and attack the which group is closest to me? Is it the stun ones or the ones that have just?
Well, the two groups were together and were basically engaged, so they're both hit by the same blast. So they all got their weapons.
So I'll go for the ones that haven't acted because I get a bonus blue dice. I'll just see. Stalker. No, that's not Stalker. I might not actually have that. Oh, I did. Toughen. Actually, no, it looks like I don't have that one. I do bonuses and criticals. I had one for not when they don't haven't reacted yet.
You
might be a higher one.
If you do, I haven't written it down yet. On the,
I'll just look at that.
You also have.
No, it's level 2. I thought it was a level 1. No, it's called Quick Strike.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just 3 green for me.
3 green. You don't have any melee?
No, I don't have any melee because that's one of my professional skills.
You still have the blue?
No, I don't have the blue because I don't have Quick Strike. I've only got blue on stalking, to stealth and coordination, and to skullduggery stuff. Yeah.
So that is a success with a disadvantage.
I needed 2 advantages to activate crit.
Okay. So yes, you end up with 1 strain from that.
Yep.
So that puts you on 2 strain at the moment.
Yep.
And how much damage does the Wyvern Blade do?
Okay, so it does Viper Sword. Okay, so it does damage plus. So it does 5. It does 3 straight. That's the sword. I'll pick it up the character again.
Base Wyvern Sword is +2 to your strength. What is your roll?
So it's 3, so it's 5.
So it's 5. No net successes to add to the damage, and not enough to hit the crit rating, but it does avoid 2 of their
armor.
Armor, yes. So that means it does 5 damage, and 3 if it gets through. The guy's still standing.
Yeah. So, how does maneuvers work?
So a maneuver, you're saying you drew your sword.
Okay.
You can take another maneuver to do another minor action, but you take 2 strain to do so.
Just wondering if I'm going to get shot to pieces. Do I have defense, but
it does give you 1 defense by having the sword out. But it's melee defense, I believe.
Yeah. But the other thing is, since I'm engaged, does that mean that you have to? They've got stronger penalties to hit me, don't they? Unless they've got a talent that allows them to shoot point blank.
Or they spend an action to disengage. And maneuver to disengage.
Yeah.
So it's now Mark's go with Auto. You're up. You're one who hasn't acted yet.
Yep. I, on the assumption, because we haven't discussed this yet, Martin, that I have the blaster pistol. Is that okay?
With that? That's quite easy.
And I've got ranged light, I think, is one of my skills.
You do?
So I'd like to... I would like to have a quick assertion of who might be the leader of both squads, have a shot at that person, and then I was going to hide behind something after, do like a bit of a commando smuggler role afterwards. So,
Okay, you don't think that there's any particular leader of these groups?
okay. I just pick one and shoot.
Okay. You pick and shoot. Apparently you're quite successful getting a critical hit and a net success.
So no silver armor.
No silver armor on these ones.
Okay.
So that means you do 7 damage and take out one of the guys.
Nice.
And I'll just yell out, I suggest you put your weapons down. And then I'll try to do see if I can move them, do a tumble while behind Ariana's character, which I forgot my name again about, so yeah. And I'll just try to get some cover if I can, so.
Okay, so the troopers who Led has gone in with his vibro sword. Instead of bending to pick up their weapons, they pull out their vibro knives and decide that they're going to go toe to toe with you with their knives.
It's a fucking knife fight.
It is a knife versus sword fight, but it's 5-on-1.
I do have a defense against them, which is useful.
Unfortunately, your defense didn't help as much. It came up as a blank dice, but
Okay.
they also didn't succeed. But they feel really good about it. They got 3 advantages, so they knocked the sword out of your hands. They use it to disarm you.
I'll shoot at that one next to it, did it?
Okay, that ends the first round. So new round. Who wants to go first this round?
Do you want to get up on the ship, Led?
Again, if the stormtroopers are awake while he gets onto the ship, they can lock the ship down if they have a turn. Then the ship will not leave.
Sorry. Yeah, you did say that before.
Yes.
I apologise.
Yeah.
I just have a horrible memory.
That's why I thought I mentioned it.
I'm having to go first, if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah, I'm happy for you to go first.
Yep.
Cool. I'm going to shoot the guy that knocked the sword out of his hands.
Okay.
I'm going to get a point across to these stormtroopers, not to mess with lead.
Are you going to aim at that person? You can do that as a maneuver.
I'll do that as a maneuver, yeah. Bear with me, it's been a while since we had any fights, that's all. So.
Okay, so you you feel a bit of strain as you do so, taking 1 strain.
Yep.
But you do end up doing 5 net damage on top of your blaster, basically shooting the guy in the back of the head. So he had 2 left, so you had... So you end up doing, taking out 1 and doing some damage to the next.
As long as I got the guy that knocked the sword out of his hand, I said,
Yeah.
and I'll just keep saying, drop your weapons and walk away. I keep saying that every single time. Then hide behind the boxes, hide behind whatever you're hiding behind.
You can't like drop your weapons. Hide.
You probably realise that the stormtroopers are unlikely to surrender and walk away.
I think this is a bit.
All good.
I've got to do a bit of a Han Solo thing here. I've got to try it. So.
Okay, so the troopers with their weapons out turn to shoot at Otto, and with his cover, I'll give you extra dice for cover.
Okay. Because I don't think I've got any armor.
You don't have any. You have like padded armor.
I haven't organised that yet, Ross. So I'm going to go with.
He's
Which is
also,
the cheap.
Yeah.
he's also on a space station. He might not have come for combat. As a talker person.
Okay.
Okay, so the dice are with you. They got 1 net failure and 3 advantages, so they managed to shoot your blaster out of your hands
Oh,
as you watch it bounce along the corridor away from you.
damn it.
Now that is a party member's go. Who wishes to go next?
It's
Can I grab my sword
Yes, but
and basically sweep up with it and attack with it.
you want to. Sorry, when the initiatives in Star Wars is any party member can take the
I
initiative.
understand that. I thought Ross went first, then Mark went, so I thought we were up to mine. But that's okay if I haven't figured, if I've lost track of who's done what.
Ross hasn't gone this track, he went last track.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, you want to try to grab the sword?
Yeah, and while pulling it up, attack with it.
I'm happy
As a single motion.
to say that's your maneuver.
Yep.
So again, that's 3 dice versus 3 green versus the basic melee. Okay, so you got 1 success.
Yep.
So that means it does enough to take out one of the stormtroopers.
Okay.
Go team.
I was going to say, nice work. I'm just
And-
trying not to lose people.
And then it is Kai's go.
Sorry, just a sec. You killed Ross just killed the storm.
Yep, you've taken down 3 out of the 10 stormtroopers so far.
So I'm just trying to keep track so that I do know what turns are up, but it hurts my hand a lot. Understatement. I will. Can I will shoot at a stormtrooper, any stormtrooper. I've got 2 pistols though.
You got 2 pistols, yes.
Can I hand one after I shoot at the stormtrooper off to Auto? Or
Okay.
is that... Yep, that's possible.
You'd even throw it to him. Here, catch.
As long as you don't make me roll to see whether or not Auto catches it, I would, but on the off chance that you might, I'm happy to hand it to him. I'd like to be flairful and
So you end up with 2 net successes on your attack with 1 strain as the combat is getting to you. But you do manage to hit a stormtrooper for... that makes it... You take out one of the stormtroopers.
thanks.
One of the ones with the guns.
That's also nice.
Okay.
Even better. Woo!
So it's now the stormtroopers with the...
Do I manage to hand off a pistol over to Auto
Yes.
before I finish my go?
Before you finish the go, you do so.
Yep.
And now it is the stormtroopers' go. Because they're taking such a loss, they've lost one of their dice. As they're continuing to attack Khalid. While their numbers indicate how much dice they get in their attack.
See, we are the dream team.
Okay, so sucks to be him. He did succeed, but he ended up with 1 threat. So he manages to stab himself.
Oh! Seriously? Through his armor?
As well as he also stabs himself.
Okay, alright.
Oh.
Because they don't take strain, they take
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
And he does inflict 4 damage on Khalid with a PS of 2, which will most likely put 1 point through your armor.
Yeah, because I've got an armor of 5.
So he deals the same amount of damage to himself as he does to you, as the group of them do. And that brings us to round 3. Which party member would like to start the round?
I'm happy for others to go first if they want.
I think the gunslinging smuggler should go first.
Absolutely.
Yes, considering that Piper was really good at gunslinging too, but never could hit anything. But yeah, that's doing pretty well.
Auto seems to be doing pretty good as a gunslinger.
Would I like to aim as well?
What I would like to take one of the guy that shot the pistol out of hand. I take revenge on people very quickly. So
Would you like to double aim at that person and take 2 strain?
Oh, you're being vindictive if you do that.
That gives you that gives you 2 blue dice, but you end up with 2 strain, which is not too bad. I only put you on 3 strain at the moment.
Yep, and then I got 10 strain, I believe 10, I think so.
11 plus willpower, so your willpower is 3, so you have 14 total.
Definitely do it. I don't like people shooting things out of my hand.
So, that was just short of a critical. So you get a hit, and you can mean that the next time they try to shoot at you, they get a black dice.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Okay. At which point they try to retaliate.
Of course they will.
So your weapon does 6, so that would be 1 damage done to them. So yes, you do manage to hit to graze them through their armor. So that the armor of stormtroopers can be quite deadly. So there is only 2 of them, and they're trying to shoot you through your cover that you're at. I'll give you the same dice for the cover, and the black dice for the extra penalty.
Does this mean we call you Butterscotch because you're such a smooth shooter?
So that ended up being 1 failure and 2 advantages. So in retaliation, they give you a black dice on your next action.
Okay, fair enough.
As they're basically pulverizing the cover.
We'll work on the same as Butterscotch, yeah. We'll work on that one.
So now it is either Kai or Led's turn.
Oh no.
Yep.
Cool, so since I didn't have to do pick up anything, I can do an aim maneuver.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to aim to try to do maximum damage with my maximum effort. Okay, and again I'll attack with my Robo Sword.
Going to do a double aim or a single aim?
Let's see, I've taken 2 strain, so my strain's now 11. Yeah, I'll take a double strain. Because I'm going to do maximum effort.
You are the max.
Okay, so that ends up with a success and 2 threats.
I thought you were about to say 2 advantages.
Okay, so you give that stormtrooper group a blue dice on their next action. As you don't, you get 1 success, so you're doing 5 damage, pierce 2 damage gets through, so yes, you've damaged them as well. Okay. Then that brings us to them who are fighting you.
Yeah.
They have a blue dice.
Black dice.
Small dice pool for them.
That's not necessarily bad for us.
Okay, so that ended up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, making it 4 net successes.
Wow. For not many dice, they definitely...
So that is 8 damage with pierce 2, so it looks like 3 damage... 5 damage gets through.
Yeah, focus.
To
lead. Yeah, Led's getting a bit of lead poisoning there. He's sitting on 6 damage after a knifing from the stormtroopers. And that brings us to round 4. Which character didn't you go?
Yeah.
Did we miss you? Okay, so Kai's go.
See, the fear of missing out is not necessarily oblique.
No, it's definitely her go. It's definitely her round. Yeah.
I will shoot at stormtroopers.
You gonna aim?
Yes.
Take 2 aims, so you take 2 strain to take 2
I don't
aims.
think I've taken more than 1 strain so far.
You've got 1 strain so
That puts
far.
me down to...
That would be a 3 strain.
Yep. Okay, so...
Okay, so that ends up being 3 successes and 3 advantages. So that is 2 net successes and a critical hit.
That sounds good. That's good, right?
It is.
Yep.
So you kill one with a shot,
Yep.
and another one takes 8 damage from you. 5 of it's soaked, so that means 3 of it gets through. So he's still standing after taking a shot from you.
So the little explodey symbols are the
Successes.
and little triangle symbols are the failures. Just to
The
simplify
triangles
the
are the
terms.
failures, yes.
And then the blank ones are
Nothing.
neutral. Okay.
So nothing happens on a
So I just if I've got explodey symbols, I'm good. Triangle symbols, bad. Blank, nothing. Okay.
So symbols on the blue, green, and yellow are positive. Symbols on the black, purple, and red are negative.
Okay, let's just start with explodey good, triangle bad.
Okay,
And
so
let's see if I can remember that next fortnight.
now back
Good start.
back to round start of round
Round
4,
four,
and
yeah.
you can
So-
technically go a second time if you wish to.
I'm on a roll, so since I let everyone else go first, I think, I'm going to roll really badly. No, I take it back. One of you guys can go first.
Okay.
Did I take down one stormtrooper, did you
took
say?
down one stormtrooper and hit a second.
So that's, took down a fifth.
There's only 2 standing in that group, and 3 standing in the other one with the nose out.
Yep, I'm just
So-
keeping count.
It is either Led or Auto. Who wishes to go first?
I think Auto should go again.
Auto.
The order we currently have seems to be working for us, so auto goes first.
So will Auto
Yep.
also take another 2 strain to aim twice?
Yeah, I think I feel that I need to get rid of these people quickly. So.
Okay, so that means you ended up with 2 successes and 3 advantages, turning into a critical hit and 1 net success. So, translated, that means that Auto takes out the stormtroopers with the guns.
Sweet.
And that's not a bad round of shooting into the crowd.
No, not bad. Not bad at all. Sorry, did we take anyone down again?
He took down 2 people.
Took down 2 stormtroopers.
Yep.
Yep, I'm up to 4 people now. Taking that.
I have to say, as far as Kai's concerned right now, she's really happy you joined the team. She's really happy she offered you even share.
Well, he has taken out 4 of the 10 stormtroopers so far.
Yeah, exactly. This is...
And that's not bad for a character that was created tonight too.
She's pretty impressed because in Mandalorian terms, you're a pretty successful fighter, so...
I always shoot first, so I'm okay. So.
Okay, so the stormtroopers are continuing to try to take down Lead with their blades.
At least they don't get a blue this time.
So this time they ended up with 3 net failures and an advantage. So with that 1 advantage, they are choosing to...
Surrender.
No, they're...
Surrender!
One of you see him pipe up saying, "We're getting some signal interference. We need to evacuate and report in."
Okay, so can I tell them what I was doing? They're talking, saying, trying to report in.
Well, there's 3 of them there, and they you do hear him say that they're getting some static on their comms, and they need to go and report in. So, you think any of them will now try to get away and report in?
Okay, well, I'll do a sweep attack with this one, so I'll swipe at them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you are attacking the whole group.
Yep.
Yeah. So that is. Are you going to do a aim twice again?
Yeah, due to the fact that it needs to be, since they're going, the next round they're going to report in.
So that takes you up to 7 strain.
This is effectively retreating though.
It is effectively retreating for them. So that ends up being a 3 advantages on that roll. No success.
I needed at least 1 success.
They seem
Where's
to.
the force point thingy when you need one?
That you hear the clinging of sword versus vibro blade. Vibro Sword versus Vibro Blade as they're blocking.
What? With 3, can I actually knock them down?
With 3, you can disarm them. If you want, you can use that swing to make them all drop their Vibro knives.
Lee wants to knock them to the ground so they can't run.
That is unfortunately a effect you can't do without the weapon being able to do it.
Okay.
It's called knockdown.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
It's a specific type of ability for a weapon. We can't really
No, that's
relate to
fine.
other things.
If disarm is the best thing I can do, I'll do that.
Okay, so yes, you hear the grinding of the blades, and then the 3 Vibro knives go flying out of their hands. Yep, well, you disarm the entire group. And I believe
It's me.
it is Kai's go.
I'll go again and hope I can stop them from escaping.
Okay, so you want to aim at this group
Yes.
for maximum effect?
Yes. So that's -5 strain.
Would you like to spend a force point to upgrade one of your dice?
Does that mean I might have better chances of hurting them?
Yes.
I will say yes. Force point.
Okay,
upgrade.
so that means you got a triumph and a success. Everything else zeroed out.
Oh.
So that triumph could be turned into a critical hit.
Yes.
Can activate a critical hit, and you can damage the one of the other ones.
Yes.
So,
Not that I want to look my gift horse in the mouth, but is there function there to knock them down and stop them from escaping?
Well, you blasted one off his feet.
well,
Yep.
if you don't use the triumph to take one out,
Yep.
that means you will only hit one of them,
And just wound them.
and
Okay.
that means the other ones may potentially run.
Okay, so that's why I said I don't want to quite. I just wanted to feel out what the options were. The options are take what you've got.
So now there is 2 standing, one of them damaged.
So that's 5, 6, 7.
And that ends round 4, so we're up to round 5, and a party member gets to go before the troopers do.
Auto.
Auto is auto firing.
Yes. I was looking for something as witty as that to say, but
So, Mark, are you going in to do the auto fire?
Yeah, I pulled out the Gatling gun. No, sorry.
Auto firing is if you actually had 2 pistols.
Yeah,
so I
And would you also like to upgrade your check?
I will, because I think I'm at 5 strain now. I'll be 7 strain, is that correct?
7 strain, yes.
Yep. That's fine, yeah, we can do that.
We will heal you in the ship. I
Yes,
think
that's what I
an
thought,
8th
yeah.
and each of another.
Are you
Get rid of our enemies, and then we can go away and relax.
Okay, so apparently there's no negative symbols come up, and that means that's 2 successes and 4 advantages, meaning
Wow.
that technically you can shoot. You can auto kill 2 of them and injure a 3rd, but as there's only 2 of them, you can auto kill 2 of them.
I believe I'll probably have to hand my leadership into auto.
No, I will just look. Can I do this just for dramatic effect?
Yeah.
I'll just look at lead, and I'll just point at these 2 people and go bang bang. But look at lead the whole time I'm pointing at the people.
I am
Is that
very
okay?
happy for you to do that, and
That's
and you're probably accurate because you borrowed someone's weapon.
And then I hand my weapon back to you, saying, "Thank you for that. I'll go pick up my weapon."
Yeah.
And then I go, "Let's get on the ship and get the F out of here."
Yeah.
The thing is, wouldn't it be more advantageous to take the bodies with us?
Let's stash the bodies. Can we say that at this point we get the ship to open up and we get the help from our other currently
You
non-playing
can.
but playing characters to help us stash the bodies?
And you do hear alarms in the distance and
Yeah.
sounds of feet.
Yeah.
So you drag the stormtroopers on the ship and detach.
Yep.
And also grab their weapons and that and bring them on.
Yeah.
So So they weren't here.
Well, there might be blood on the ground, but that's
No. Oh, it might be from the sword fight.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
That's about it.
let's just yeah.
So 6 down to Auto, and 3 down to Kai, and 1 down to Led.
He was using a sword.
Led was using a sword. No, he brought a sword to a gunfight.
Because
Yeah, but the thing is, I was right next to them, so I wasn't going to pull out the pistol. I've got a better chance of defensive with the sword.
You did very well with it.
I think you performed a crucial role in distracting them while we shot them.
Yeah, that's right. You perform in a kind of a, hey, I'm over here kind of thing, while I just go bang, 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 bang. Yeah, that's how it worked. I thought it was pretty good.
Worked very well. You took out 2 groups of stormtroopers who weren't pulling punches.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going, oh, aren't you an interesting crew, I say, as we get on the ship.
And
Just after we get on and as we're pulling safely away, I turn around to Auto, put up my hand and shake his hand and say, welcome to the clan.
As the door's shutting, over the comms you hear a page for Auto from Lud Chud. Page for Auto from Lud Chud as the door shut.
Can we get in contact with Lud Chud over comms type thing? Like, can we
Well, Lud Chud is the guy you just stole the stuff from.
Okay,
who
yeah.
Auto gave his signature to.
Oh, right, okay.
He
Yeah.
just
So
stole it from.
that's your signature going off. Okay, yep.
Hey, it's okay, I'm used to
Haggle
this.
was the guy we did the job for. Yep.
So let me guess. Bloodshot's also the guy that you owe money to.
Lud Chud.
This is Lud Chud's planet
Yeah.
for crime.
Yeah.
So he owns all the crime in the region.
Yeah.
Look, I had a bit of, look, me and Bloodshot had a bit of a going out a while back, so I look at it this way as a kind of a redeeming where he stands in the world of things.
Yep.
That's the best way to put it. Yeah.
While he's chatting on that, I'm getting these bloody rocks out of my arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, so who has education or law as a knowledge skill?
I'm more underworld, so.
Yeah, I've got law underworld as well.
So what I'm saying is that there is the knowledge law and then knowledge education. So if you have the law knowledge, it's different to having the underworld knowledge.
So, Kesley has knowledge law.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure who has knowledge education. Ross has knowledge underworld.
Okay.
And
And
xenology.
xenology, yeah.
Okay, so looking at
Kesley also has knowledge core worlds. Does that really doesn't?
it's a different one. They have
Yep.
different things. So I was
Yep.
asking for 2 things in specific because you didn't have to roll if you had them.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And I will say that as looking at it, she will ask why you've grabbed a bunch of Kyber crystals. And it does also mean that at this point you get to choose if you make a vigilance roll or a cool roll for your character to see how much strain you recover at the end of a combat scene. Because that's basically how the combat scenes are supposed to end. When you hit the end scene, you then get to make a cool or vigilance roll, uncontested, which means no penalty dice, and whatever you roll determines how well you recover.
Yep.
So for Ariadna's perspective, a cool is probably her best roll.
Yep.
No, actually, vigilance is actually her best roll because you get 1 yellow, 3 green, and you get to upgrade. Not upgrade. You get rapid recovery means that you actually recover one of those. You recover an extra strain.
This sounds good.
So that means with 2 successes you recover 3 strain.
Is that total or was it 3?
3 strain total.
Recover.
With auto uses.
I don't have any of the skills, so it's purely just my attributes.
So you'll have 3 of those dice. So you recover 3 strain as well.
Oh, that's good.
So I've got 4 green.
And 4 green for us.
Nice.
And that ends up being 4 strain recovered.
Nice of that, Ross.
Which means he has no strain problems at the end of it. And that's basically how the combat's supposed to go. I try to give you a combat thing after not doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I forgot all about our combat because last time I think we got our ass handed to us, I think.
Well, if you had have gone up against the garrison, there would have been probably about 10 squads of those troops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not counting the specific characters who would then have their own actions up against you. So that they basically go by squad. If they go by squad, that means you can take down multiple with a single hit.
Well,
The minion rules here are pretty good.
I'd much prefer to take down a squad than have to deal with a garrison. And
when you actually, the fact that you're firing is not a single shot, it's firing into the combat, and it can take out multiple people with that combat, with that shot. So yes, you've managed to get onto the ship, you've got yourself a payment.
We've identified them as Kyber crystals. Does that mean they're not really something we can sell?
Oh no, they're worth a lot.
Yeah, I know that.
Means they're worth more than a diamond would be.
Yeah, I know that too.
But a diamond won't get you instant imprisonment.
Yeah, that's it. You know, they may be worth
we
it,
don't know
but
about
also
that, do
hard
we?
to sell. Well,
You would be told that
Hyana-
these things are quite expensive and dangerous to carry.
yeah. And we're going to have to come up with a way to shield them now that there's no longer a case.
I was going to put them next to the engine.
Is that a good way to shield Kyber crystals?
Well, we have a stronger energy signal.
Yep.
Hey, is there a droid here? Because I can just put him in the droid, I suggest.
Yeah. See what the droid
Sorry,
says.
I had to
Actually,
do that.
the droid might actually say yes, so just be careful about that.
Yeah, the problem is then getting the crystals off him.
Yeah, exactly.
And there is also warning that they may be unstable near power sources.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think we need to find a way to store them. We've still also got to pay Bob the agreed 10%, which might mean that Bob having access to lead mining.
So was it 10% of the total or 10% of the split?
10% of the
We never
Okay,
told him.
well, there's 10 kyber crystals. We just give him one of them.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is...
Or you
Please
never
let me
told him
finish.
what the loot was, did you?
No. But what I'm saying is when we do pay him the 10%, we could see, since he was able to provide shielding for the radioactive material, he may be able to provide us with a storage type container for something like a Kyber crystal. So when we pay him, we could also see if we could organise that.
This is for Martin, this question I have for next one. How well do I trust Bob?
Well, considering the materials he did could probably be traced back to him. Bob might not be around much longer, considering he just burnt his boss.
Can I contact my aunt and say that we need to relocate Bob ASAP?
You can, but you'll have to fly to the planet to
Okay.
jump system.
Remember, we're on the only ship.
What about as soon as we dock at the next place where there's a network place? That might be too late, but
You do think at this stage Bob has been sacrificed to the cause.
oh, okay.
At least you didn't. At least you don't now have. You now don't have to pay him.
That's true, I guess.
Hey, look at this way. I owe Bob some money. I don't owe Bob any money anymore. It's all good, sorted.
Yeah, okay. Look, I
I feel
can't do
positive.
anything about that,
And
so
Bob will most likely dob in Otto and the strangers Otto was with.
yes, probably, but
Because you never gave him your name.
yeah.
Because he trusted Otto.
Yeah. I do feel sorry for Bob.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a
Well, I'm
I'm
gathering.
an auto had an interesting relationship over the years. That's all I'm
Gathering
gonna say.
being a scoundrel, you probably don't have the kind of ethics a Mandalorian might have. But even as a Mandalorian, I'm not greatly aggrieved by this loss. But I do take 2 seconds to think about it instead of taking 0 seconds to think about it.
Do you have the thought of, what about Bob?
I'm like, oh, poor Bob. Crap. Oh well. If I'd been able to predict things, I might have tried to protect Bob, but because I couldn't predict or control those things, I don't suffer any guilty conscience or anything like that because of it.
Also, with a name like Bob, why would you really care? So,
Bob may also be leaving on his own after hearing the announcement about Ludshard chasing Auto.
Yeah.
Because he'd realised that the signature
Yep.
will have gone to Ludshard.
Yeah, and technically, didn't Bob sign his own death certificate then?
Well,
Or at least warrant?
that was what he was requested to do.
yeah, all I
Yeah,
said
but
that.
I'm like, if I was Bob, I'd think twice about that.
Oh.
Because if you put his signature in there, you're linking Bob to you. Auto to you.
But see, this is where. So I'm just going to say that it was forged and it wasn't me, really. So I'll work into something out.
You're on the run with the rest of us now.
Martin,
Yep.
this ship has a disposal thing, doesn't it? To just throw the rubbish outside?
I'm sure it does. What do you throw out?
The storm.
10 naked humans, stormtroopers.
And what about their damaged armour?
Salvage it.
Salvage what's not damaged out of the armor?
No. Eventually, well, there's got some bits and pieces that we could use. And I'm planning on increasing my gadgeteering.
Salvage it.
Well, looking at it, you find most of their armour rubbish compared to what you've got.
What was that?
You find their armour is rubbish compared to what you've got.
Oh, no. I'm not after the armour part. I'm just after for some of the electronic components and things like that.
Weapons.
I'm happy to say that.
Yeah, because the other problem with the armour is we can't reshape it. So it's always got to look like stormtrooper armour.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah. So I just was getting the
One size fits all.
any of the electronic components and any of the material, was it the weed that they wear underneath it.
So now I know where that
Getting rid of all the ceramic or whatever the damn thing's called, the ceramite.
Yeah, it's more plastic than anything else.
Yeah. It's basically only there to cause fear, really,
Yeah.
and lower your awareness.
And that's why most stormtroopers were the same height, because they could just produce the same size armour and
Yeah.
make them all wear it. Which means for some
But
of them,
if
it
they
didn't
weren't
fit well.
clone troopers, how do you guarantee that?
It's not a great fit for all of them.
Yeah, I'd say there'd be a lot of people who are it's not fitting all that well.
There would be a very small percentage that is considered average that it fits perfectly for.
Yeah. Yeah, it is not a good life to be a stormtrooper. I would feel sorry for them if they weren't shooting at me all the time.
And they would most likely be the ones that are closer to the clone troopers.
Yeah.
I like the quote from from Rebels when the clone troopers put on the stormtrooper helmets and complain about the damn things.
Yeah.
I can't see through this properly.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel well.
Well, you got to think about it. Stormtroopers have a really horrible lot in life. They're stormtroopers. No one treats them well.
Well, they're supposed to be the elite of the elite type thing.
Not the elite of the elite. They're the ones that are trained to charge down the defences. So they're the shock troopers, not the main troopers. So they're not they're not the maintainers. They're not the preventers. They're the people you send in to actually break a defensive action.
Yeah, it's the army that you really have to worry about.
Yeah, the army. It's the commandos. They do have commandos on the stormtrooper side, and they're the ones who wear the black armor. So they're the ultra trained stormtroopers compared to the normal trained stormtroopers, and while commanded normal trained stormtroopers are quite deadly to deal with because they get all bonuses from their boss.
See, all I hear is stormtroopers. Stormtroopers? Stormtroopers.
Yes.
And I'm like, I still don't know which stormtroopers are which stormtroopers.
At the moment, they all look the same.
Yeah, well, look.
Yeah, if they're a different colour, then you have to worry about them.
I think they're all going to try and shoot me. I'm pretty sure I want to try and shoot them first.
White, red, and black. Is that how it works?
The red are
Empire,
with,
Empire guards, aren't they?
generally they have some sort of force potential.
Yep.
So they're more of an elite than the black.
Yeah, so it's white, black, and then red in terms of power, capacity of overcoming new danger, threat. That's it, threat.
Well, then you've got the ones in the camo too.
They would be around the black.
Yeah, probably. So I gather we get on the ship. Kind of tells us they're Kyber crystals. We all go, yay! And end of session?
End of session.
Okay.
We'll end the session there. So
Yep.
you've managed to gain about 100,000 credits worth of goods
Cool.
in a box.
Yep.
We got 10, what was it, blaster, was it carbines or what are they?
You probably would have managed to get yourself
I've got a vibro knife, I'm telling you that much.
You got vibro knives and whatever kit there.
So there were 3 of you. You
Yep.
managed to get at least
Are they all successes?
no 1 success and 4 advantages.
Okay.
So I'm going to say you managed to get 1 full kit and 4 extra troopers and their armor. So you got 1 full stormtrooper holdout, and you didn't get all the guns, because if you stayed for all the guns, you would
Yeah.
have another combat.
But we do have an extra gun each.
So you've grabbed 1 full set with guns and
Yeah.
stuff for a stormtrooper.
Okay.
It's not an extra gun each. You've got a stormtrooper kit.
Yeah, 1 kit amongst the 3 of us.
Yep. And 4 extra sets of armor.
And what does a kit include in it if you're naive like me? Or ignorant, actually, is probably more.
Right, I just have to look that up.
Because undoubtedly it'll come up to a session somewhere down the road and I'm like, who got the what and the where? Can I throw that stun grenade?
Just trying to find where I was.
Some cool artwork in there though.
I'm going to go mute for a little bit while you go and finish up. I'll be back on the second. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. I just knew I was there for.
There we go.
Okay, so you got a blaster rifle, a vibro knife.
A vibro knife.
2 frag grenades.
Yep.
5 sets of armor.
Yep.
5 utility belts. And 5 extra reloads. Unlucky for you, none of them came with light repeating blasters.
Oh, that would be great. But it would also be bad if it
Yep.
was shooting me.
We'll discuss this with Mark, but if you're happy for me to take at least 1 frag grenade, I'm happy not to keep the blaster rifle or the vibro knife. So, did you have a preference as to what you'd want out of one of those 3 items?
Was it the blaster rifle uses heavy, doesn't it?
Blaster rifle is heavy, yes.
Yeah, which I am
Yep.
proficient in.
So if you take the blaster rifle, depending on what Mark says, if Mark's happy with the vibro knife and a frag grenade, or a vibro knife and a couple of the utility. How useful are utility belts? Would they be useful?
They are useful. They give you extra carry capacity.
Okay. Well, we'll find out what Mark wants. So if you want to put down in your gear, well, we'll wait for Mark and confirm. But we'll if he's happy, we'll give you the blaster rifle I'll take at least one frag grenade, and then if Mark's happy, either the vibro knife or the vibro knife and a grenade, or the vibro knife and some utility belts.
Well, technically there should have been about
There's
10 grenades all up because
okay.
there were 5 sets of armor.
Oh, okay.
And they each had 2 grenades on them.
Okay, so we could split the grenades a little bit more evenly. So, did you say 10 grenades?
Yes, I did say 10 grenades.
So, if I could have maybe... How many is too many grenades?
Well, each one adds 1 weight.
Okay, so if we take 2 each, that gives us some to give to the rest of the group.
And your basic carrying capacity is 5 plus your brawn.
So depending on what the rest of the group say, are you happy if we do 2 frag grenades each, and then the remaining 4 to other party members? Ross?
Yeah, that should be fine.
You could even put them into your
2
armory on the
times.
ship.
Well, I'm going to keep 2 on me, and what the other guys do with their 2 frag grenades
It's up to them.
is up to them.
It's between them and the
And
grenades.
then I'll do, so that's 2 frag grenades each, 4 to group.
And you could potentially move around to a different docking port on the same
Yep.
station, just so you know where the stormtroopers are looking.
Yeah. I consider, since Ross has already got a vibro knife, he's not interested in that, so we'll just wait for Mark to come
Do
back.
you have a vibro knife or a vibro sword?
He had a vibro sword, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, but he did say he wanted the blaster rifle, so
Mhm.
I'll see what Mark says when he comes back. Hopefully he's not gone for too long.
Is that the E22 blaster rifle?
It is, yes. The standard stormtrooper blaster rifle.
Do you still want it?
Yeah, I could modify them.
Well, I'll just, hopefully Mark won't be long and we can confirm with him that she's okay with that.
That can also be done between sessions. So if
Yep.
we wrap it up there, we can also talk outside of game.
Yep, okay.
So we'll wrap it up there.
Yep.
And so thanks for playing.
Yep, thank you.
And I'll do the end credits and then we can chat.
So technically you brought a sword to it.